of Uncensored. I am your host, Keith Andrew, along here with Sarah Booth, and I just want to say thank you for being a guest on my talk show.
Well, thank you for having me.
For people who want to know what Uncensored is, Uncensored's my way to show people that even with a learning disability, I can still overcome controversy and reach my goals in life. At the same time, turning myself into a perfect example for people out there deaf, blind, or in a wheelchair, that you should never label yourself, and you should prove to people you can still amount to something. And that's basically just making a statement.
And that's an awesome statement.
It's starting off as a half-hour, 45-minute conversation. You can say anything you want. You can curse if you want to. This is your time. It's whatever you want to do.
Awesome.
And to let you know, I am coming up with different themes and different ideas. So instead of being the old repetition and going back and forth, if you want to show us your place, you're more than welcome to. If you have any outfits you would like to share, have any pictures, just whatever you want to do to make it more interactive, more fun.
Cool. Well, I'm actually at my best friend's house right now. So I don't know. She probably wouldn't care if I showed you her place. She actually has like her little dog here. She's not that little. She's a part husky dog, so she'll probably poke her face in here sometime.
Well, if your friends are more than welcome to join you, we can do a group interview.
Well, you know what? She might arrive. She's at work right now, but she just might arrive a little bit later. I told her that I was coming here because actually I grew up in a small town, so my parents still live somewhere where they don't have internet, believe it or not. Pretty unheard of these days.
And sometimes, but Now, you mentioned you were from a small town, so let's just jump right into it.
Yeah, sure. I grew up in a small town. It's called Ormstown, and it's about an hour south of Montreal, like southwest of Montreal. So there's, just a couple thousand people that live here, so it's still pretty tiny, but it's one of those towns where you grew up and you kind of knew everyone, and I love coming back home. I live in Toronto now, which is a huge city. It's actually the fastest growing city in North America, believe it or not. So coming home is very nice. I get to ride my horses, and my dogs are here. So it's a very humbling, peaceful place to come home to. So I love it. When I was a teenager, I was not so happy to live here, but now that I live in a big city, I definitely really appreciate growing up here, and and having kind of the lifestyle that I had when I was younger.
I've never been to Canada, but if you would have liked to hang out one day, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, no, Canada's an awesome place. Everybody thinks, well, no, and it's true, we're very apologetic, very polite, welcoming people. We're pretty, it's very similar to the States, except for, we don't have, as much, difference between North and South, and we don't have the climate, but every province is very different. I actually went across Canada 3 years ago, or 3 years ago. Me and 3 of my best friends that I grew up with in this tiny town of Ormstown, we went across Canada in 30 days. So we had $100 a day for all 4 girls, including gas. So some days we had only gas money, and we actually we documented the whole thing. So we brought a camera with us, and we kind of wanted to explore a side of Canada that a lot of people don't get to see. So we didn't stay in hotels. We stayed with people and got to know the people in our country. So it was definitely a very memorable experience.
That's really cool. You mentioned you're also a producer. Do you have your own network, or you have your own company?
I have a company with my husband. My husband is a writer, director, producer. So I started producing things when I first graduated from theater school, because acting is a really, really competitive and difficult, profession to be in. So So when you first graduate, you kind of have to, start creating your own work. So I started producing some plays, and then when I moved to Toronto, it was a little bit more difficult because you're starting over in a new city and you have to, make new contacts, and that's, you're kind of starting all over again from zero. So I started producing short films and feature films, and that kind of, I kind of fell in love with it because it was a really great way to be in control of your own career, kind of creating opportunities for yourself. So that's something that I fell in love with, and I definitely want to keep doing both. But I got married just over a year and a half ago. So my husband's also in the business, and as I said, writer, producer, director. So we get to do a lot of our work together, which is super fun. So we just created a movie called The Scarehouse, and it comes out in Canada on October 10th, but in the States, you'll get to watch it. It comes out October 21st. On VOD and on demand. So it's a horror film, and we kind of describe it as type film. So it's an all-female cast, and it's a revenge thriller. So you'll definitely have to check it out. It's a lot of fun. We got picked up by Universal Studios, so they're the ones who are distributing it in the States.
All right. Well, I don't know if it's freezing on your end, but just for our listeners to know, you said October 21st, right?
Yeah. Yeah, October 21st. They can get it on video on demand, and so that you can order it like right off your, your satellite and all that stuff. So it's right in time for Halloween. So it's fun. Like, we just released the trailer yesterday, so I can send you a link for that so that people can watch it, because it's a pretty neat trailer. A lot of people have been really loving it and excited for the movie to come out. So I also co-wrote and produced that film as well.
That is really cool. And, if your friend and your husband are interested, I'm always looking for people to interview. So,
oh, sure, yeah.
They're more than welcome to.
Like, my husband would love to do it. He's so good at interviews. He's really great. I learned from him.
Now, the next question I was going to ask you, were you a party animal in college, or were you a study nerd?
Well, in high school, I was voted, in like your yearbook, you have like most likely to succeed and all that stuff. So I was voted biggest party animal. So definitely in high school and college, I definitely partied a lot. But I don't know, ever since then I've been a lot more tame. So that's a good thing. I kind of got it out of my system, and now I'm ready to work.
That's funny. You said you're most likely to exceed, and I bet you are. Yeah,
I hope so.
In my yearbook, I was labeled as most likely to fail.
No! No! Well, look at you now.
Yeah, proving people wrong.
Well, you know what? I think that's the best part. I'm so excited. We're having our high school, like our 10-year high school reunion next year. And it's going to be really fun to see where everyone's at, see, like, if the nerds are still... Still the nerds, and see if the party animals are still the party animals. I think how much people change after school, because high school is a different world than the real world, Yeah.
No, but I agree with you. In 2 years it's my high school reunion, but then again you have Facebook, so yeah.
You kind of get to keep track of people and what they're doing. It's kind of fun.
I don't know about your class of people, but you can tell us in a minute. But my class, because class of 2006, and you mentioned again. If I hesitate, I apologize. You said 10 years ago, so I guess you were the class of 2004, right?
2015. So next year is our 10-year. Yeah, I graduated in 2005. So it's hard to believe that it's already 10 years. It's crazy. It goes by so fast. But yeah, I'm excited. Like, people are married and people are having babies, and I
was going to say the same exact thing for me. It's like it's ridiculous how fast, people just are having kids and getting married, and it's like, what's the rush?
Yeah, how about you? What are you married, kids? What are you doing?
And still looking.
Yeah? That's okay. You're young.
Yeah,
I never wanted to get married, honestly. And my story is pretty crazy on what happened to me. I met my future husband at TIFF, which is the Toronto International Film Festival. And we were both individually, like we didn't know each other at the time, but we both snuck into a party to promote our own project. So I was promoting the project that I was doing across Canada, and he was promoting a film that he had written and that he was trying to get made. So we both snuck into this party and we met, and then it was all very innocent. We were like, exchanged cards, said, hey, like let's grab lunch next week and discuss, how we can help each other out. And then, there was definitely an attraction, but we were both, involved in other relationships, so we didn't pursue it. And I lived in Montreal and Toronto. He lived in Windsor, which is like right across the river from Detroit. So we just kind of, didn't think that it would ever, work. But eventually we kind of got our heads out of our asses and we said, okay, like we're definitely in love with each other, so let's just start dating. So we started dating, and 10 days later we got married. So it was pretty crazy. We just kind of decided like the day before we got married that we were going to get married. So nobody knew. I didn't know anyone at my wedding. There was witnesses there that Gavin knew, my husband, but I didn't know them. But it was really fun because I always told my parents, if ever I do get married, that you guys will probably get a postcard from somewhere, like surprise. And, we came home for Christmas because we got married Christmas Eve. We came home for Christmas and said, so guess what we did? And everyone was surprised, but everyone was really, really happy for us. My mom describes Gavin as the male version of myself, so I guess it's good. It's so far so good. We haven't killed each other yet, so it's good.
And knock on wood.
Yeah, exactly. Knock on wood.
So when I was thinking about if I ever get married and find the right person, and actually just a two-part question for you. Mm-hmm. Now, before you got married, did you have a set goal list? Like, you want to go out with someone blonde, or you want to go with someone with a certain skin tone, because some white people are boring, but do you do you ever want, not saying a bad thing, but
did I ever want something specific?
Yeah.
No, I always had, like, for me, the biggest turn on for me was a guy who could make me laugh. It's nice to look at someone attractive, but, it's like, if you're going to look at them for, 40, 50 years, it gets old. Mm-hmm. So, it was definitely, like, if you can make me laugh, you're a keeper. So, and, my husband makes me laugh all the time. So, we're fun together. We're like two little kids together, so.
Oh, I'm glad.
Yeah, that was definitely something that I needed from someone. Mm-hmm.
Now I was gonna say, not to say it's a bad thing, but if for people out there, if you use protection, I'm not saying you should do this, but I was just thinking it. Do you think it's a bad thing to sweep around? Now, I'm not saying you should have unprotected sex or anything, but I'm saying if you sweep around and you're like, okay, I slept, for example, I slept with, hypothetically, I slept with a blonde, I slept with a brunette, I slept with a black girl, and now when I meet my special wife, you don't have the urge of saying, now I wonder what it would be like, and this is true because most people do cheat on their wives, saying, I do wonder what it would have been like if I slept with this girl, the blonde, or I slept with the brunette, or this cute Asian girl. Do you think...
Right, so it's good to explore before you settle, you think?
Yes.
Well, you know what? I think for some people, that's a good thing. Because some people have, some people just have more imagination, like bigger imaginations that they're like, oh, what if, or like, some people are really afraid to commit, so that's like something that, they need to live their life before they settle, right? Or else their imagination is going to keep going and they'll never be happy or satisfied. For me, I mean, I was kind of wild in my early 20s, but I didn't, it was fun, but I didn't feel, it's just like you never feel fulfilled. It's like, okay, I did all that stuff. Do I feel happy? Do I regret it? No. Am I happy I did it? I don't know. Like, I don't regret it, but it was one thing that, like, once I found the person that I fell in, like, that was the one, and I never thought that I would feel that feeling of meeting someone being like, holy shit, like, this, I can't let this go, So, for me, like, I did my crazy years, but I feel, even though I didn't think I was ever going to be ready for marriage, it just, like, it slapped me across the face. So I think if you want, if you're someone that needs to do that, do it. If you're someone that you want to find just that one special person, then do that. I think it's like everyone's different, right? And, sleeping around and things like that could be hurtful for some people and could not for others. So I think you just really have to, like, judge yourself and know your boundaries of, how much you can, literally let people in.
Well, on the subject, I don't mean to ask you. I know it is uncensored, but if I'm asking too many personal things, I apologize.
Oh, no, I'll tell you. I'll be like, I'm not going to answer that question.
But, well, on the subject, I was going to ask you, it's actually drawing a blank now because I'm nervous. But let's get back to the other subject, and I can always go back to it. When you were in college, did you ever do any activities? Did, were you athletic? Were you just, a study nerd?
Well, in college, I was in Quebec, well, not in all of Canada, but in Quebec, you have, like, CEGEP, which is, like, in between high school and university. So, I did a professional program in CEGEP. So it was 3 years. So it was like, it's basically college. It's just they call it something else. But in college, I was in theater school. So that pretty much took up all my time. We were in school like 6 days a week. And in the evenings, we were rehearsing for plays and all that kind of stuff. So I was definitely pretty busy doing theater stuff. But I always danced. So I grew up in my small towns, like boys, played hockey and girls did ballet. So I always grew up dancing. So I definitely kept up with that in college. And that, it was kind of a complementary activity to theater. So it really worked out good for me.
What about, did you ever get the chance to, I always ask this towards the girls, because it seems to be more of a woman thing than a guy thing. So just out there, people's like, well, how come you keep asking the girls this question, but you don't ask the guys? Yeah. I don't know, because I feel more comfortable asking the ladies this question than the guys. If you ask the guys, you think you're gay or something. But so without hinting towards it, did you ever do a human pyramid, or were you into that type of thing, or you're like, a human pyramid? That's stupid.
What is that? Like actually a human pyramid?
Yeah, human pyramids. Like you have. You can do a small one where it's two people and you kneel on the...
Okay, what? I used to do it in gymnastics. Gymnastics class. We've done it. Yeah.
That's what I meant. A lot of people are like, I remember I asked this one woman, did you ever do a human pyramid? It's like, how dare you ask me just a question? I never did a human...
Maybe she thought it was a sexual term.
And I asked... Maybe. Yeah, I asked another girl this. It's like, you mean like a human orgy? Pfft, you keep your dick out of my face and it's go, what the?
Like, I don't know, do I?
Oh, that's not a bad idea. Are you interested? Yeah, people are just ridiculous. Take things out of proportion. But I love doing human pyramid. I never got a chance to do it. I always wanted do one since I was 4 years old with girls. No, I want to, but never found a right group of people.
Well, you gotta find your group of people and do a human pyramid.
Hey, if you're interested, maybe you can hook me up.
Yeah. Calling all New York people.
Just for honors.
Also, since this is uncensored, I'm allowed to drink wine, right?
Yeah, sure. My last person I interviewed, she was smoking this cigarette, so I was like, you can drink, smoke, whatever the hell you want.
Perfect.
Well, making a joke, don't hold it against me. How far do you want to go for uncensored?
Oh, I'll tell you if I don't want to answer it. I am not easily offended. So, but I will tell you if I want to answer a question.
Alright, like I said, you can ask me anything, say anything you want, curse if you want to. It's your time too, so I don't want people to think it's one-sided or anything.
Alright. It's on.
So the next question I was there, now going back to the human pyramid, I always wanted to do one. Basically, the whole story about that was, I think it was my grandparents or my parents. They came back from somewhere, and they gave me the circus book. And it was a nice book. It was something like this, and it was very thin pages and everything. And I think on the first page or the second page, it was a 10-person human pyramid. I had trying to remember, 4 guys on the bottom, and you had 6 girls for the rest. And I was like, oh, this is really fun. Kitty, huss. I'm sorry, my cat's over there yelling.
What's your cat's name?
Oh, it's Cassidy here. Hang on. See the face, but then it disappeared. What type of dog is it?
She's gone. She's a husky mix. Yeah, her name.
It's funny. I always wanted a dog, a husky, but is it really true that they turn? But I really think it's how they're trained. If you train them well, they don't turn.
Oh yeah, it's like pit bulls too. Like, a lot of people are so against pit bulls and saying that they're, attack dogs. But it's like, well, if you teach it to attack, yeah. But, I've met some pit bulls that are the sweetest little babies ever, It's how you raise the dogs,
All right.
That's how it is.
Actually, while I was uncensored, what are you drinking?
I'm drinking red wine. It's actually red wine from the next town over. It's really good. Really good stuff.
No, I'm not really a big drinker. Actually, I got a funny story about that if you're interested. But can you hang on for 1 second? I just need to let him out so he can stop complaining. I still live at home.
Murphy's Law.
Still live at home, unfortunately, but in some cases it's good. Unfortunately, I don't have privacy, so it's kind of like you can take what you get and everything. But I was going to tell you about a funny story. I'm not really a big drinker. But there was a time when I worked over in a retail store. Hey, how you doing? We're having fun and everything. And he's like, okay, I have to go into the back now. And you would go to the manager and say, oh, Keith is stalking me. Keith is doing this. Keith is doing that. And I would get called in back and get yelled at. As soon as I went on the sales floor, I can't snap my fingers, so I just do that. Okay. But no, like I said, I can't snap my fingers worth of shit. I can edit that out. But then it's like, but you get the impression, like he's sitting in the back and I get yelled at. As soon as I walk back on the sales floor, you're right there. Oh, we're just fucking with you. We're having fun with you. We're doing this and we're doing that. You have a learning disability. We're just having fun with you. And this went back and forth and back and forth. So eventually, it just made me physically sick. I developed severe anxiety, panic attacks. I spent more time in the bathroom throwing up and having a panic attack. Most people say, and like I said, it's uncensored. Most people say, fuck this, I don't need this. I can quit and go another job. I didn't have that luxury. I needed the job, so I had to basically
suck it up.
Yeah, well, it's got to eat shit, but if suck it up is nicer.
Oh, yeah, I had to.
And basically this went on and on from April to August, and the same person said, oh, what are you guys doing tonight? oh, Keith was complaining he has no friends, and it was true. I did say, what are you doing tonight? Oh, nothing, stay home, make videos. Well, you don't go out, you don't hang out with friends? I don't have friends. Okay, we're going to Fridays after work. Okay, I thought that was very nice. And it says we're going to invite this girl, the manager. They only made her a manager because she threatened the store to sue, and they made her a manager to shut her up, but she didn't she had to still work with me, and anyway, I apologize to bitch too. Mm-hmm. But, so we went out and we went to Fridays, and she said, oh, well, I'm not really supposed to be here, but okay, I'm going to drink anyway. And I liked her. Don't ask me why, but I liked her at the time. And I had a couple of Sam Adams. I then had a couple, I don't know if you ever heard of it, black licorice.
Yeah, it's like Zambuca.
I'm sorry, what was that?
That's what we call it here. It's this drink, it's called Zambuca, and it tastes like black licorice.
Oh, you did the shots, right? Or is it something else?
Yeah. No, that's what it is.
Alright, so I had a couple of that, and I was fine and everything, and I got up because they're like, oh, let's go sit at the bar. I got up and everything just turned to the side, and I was like, you go to the bar. So we're sitting there, just trying to correct my thoughts, and I was finding my lips like, I don't want to go to the hospital. I don't want to go to the hospital, get my stomach pump. And it's so we're like, okay, let's go. We're gonna leave now. Meanwhile, they're completely oblivious to me. I was just sitting there like this, and they're like, what's wrong with you? Are you fine? Are you okay? Excuse me. And we got up, and we're walking out, and the woman's like, have a nice night. And I was like, yeah, have a nice and I pushed the guy in front of me. And I was like, hey man, what the hell is your problem? And I threw up on the side. Unfortunately, I didn't know there was a window there. So when I threw up, there was a bunch of people still eating their food. And it's like, let's move away from this window. And, I cried like my last guest is, you shouldn't say you cried like a little bitch, but I was freaking out because I didn't want to get my stomach pumped and I didn't know what to do, so I got upset.
Yeah, no.
And don't worry, it gets funnier. So basically, I used the sympathy card. She's like, are you throwing up because you drank too much, or are you throwing up because you really like me and we're here? So I was like, oh, well, you brought it up. I really like you and I would like to have you as a friend. So basically, she said, yeah, we can be friends outside of work, but no one can know it to be our real secret. She's a bitch anyway. But I didn't want to tell her the real reason I messed up.
Right.
And so basically, we sat on the sidewalk for a half hour. I was dry heaving, and the guy's standing there like this because he has to drive me home. She's laying down on the sidewalk laughing because that's the most ridiculous things he ever heard. And the other guy's standing in the street laughing. And it's like, okay, it's almost 10 at night, we have to go. Okay, Keith, you ready? Yes. You positive? Yes. You're not going to throw up in my car because I'm going to kick your ass if you throw up in my car? Right. Okay, I'm fine. I can be... So every time I took a step, I was like throwing up, and they were laughing hysterically. And you're saying to this guy Adam said, Adam, don't you have to go back to New Jersey? Yeah, but I don't want to miss this shit. When am I going to see this ever again? And it's like, you're not helping the situation. Just get in your car and leave. So on the way back, I was pretending to be more fucked up when I was supposed to be. I love you guys. You guys are the... So just wait on the back. Do not move.
Oh, no.
So that's why I don't drink, because I can't...
That happens sometimes.
That's why I don't drink, because I can't hold my liquor.
Well, that's probably a good choice then.
So now I see myself on straight edge, so now I don't drink and smoke or anything, but...
Right.
But it's funny we should be talking about this, because my last guest, she had a cigarette, and I was like, is that a cigarette you have? Because usually it's red on the bottom, but hers was blue, and I was like, what the hell is that? And you're smoking it. Oh, it's one of those electric cigarettes. So I was like, oh.
Right. The healthy cigarettes.
Right. If that's even a thing.
Right. Wait, where are you from?
Oh, New York.
Where do you live? Where, like New York, New York?
You ever been to Woodbury? I know I ask this a lot, but a lot of people don't know. But I know it's a big Asian, not to sound racist, but it's a big Asian attraction. Because they all know old Asians flock there. Not saying that's a bad thing. I like Asian girls. Wink, wink, and if there's any cute Asian girls listening to this. But I'm just...
I'll let you know.
But I don't know if a lot of people in Canada know this or go to this. I did meet a couple, but do you guys ever went to Woodbury Commons? Or know of Woodbury Commons?
You know what? I'm going to Google it right now. No, I don't think I've ever been there. But I used to, when I used to have school off, I used to go trucking with my dad a lot in New York State. So I was like, maybe I've been there. Okay, I'm Google mapping it right now.
Woodbury Commons is like the second biggest mall in America.
Oh yeah, it's like a big outlet place?
Yes.
Wait, I'm zooming out to see if I've ever been around that area.
Well, if you ever took the Freeway, you probably passed it.
Yeah, because I've been down to New York. Yeah, I've been past, for sure. Poughkeepsie. I've been around there.
My friend lives in Newburgh, Poughkeepsie.
Okay. Newburgh, Middleton. Yeah, I've been around there. I've been to Waterbury. Cool. So you're not far from New York then?
No, I'm about an hour and a half, an hour, 45 minutes, give or take.
Do you go a lot?
Woodbury Commons? I have to go there tomorrow, actually.
New York City.
Oh, the city, when only given a reason, but, I did visit a couple times. My brother lives down there, so I'm more trying to find a word for it. I guess you can say I'm shell-shocked, or you would say you would be shell-shocked, because when you're from a small town, not saying you're shell-shocked or anything, I apologize, but just for an example, if you're from a small town and you're going to the big city, it's overwhelming. So I would love to be a city person, just...
I find Toronto like that. Like, Montreal is a city, but it has like, I don't know, it's like a small city. It has that small city feel. Toronto, like Montreal's not island. We got cut off again. What do I want to ask you? Maybe I want to ask you, I know what your mandate is for your show, but maybe what got you actually to start doing it?
Alright, well, make a long story or a short one, or it doesn't matter?
Doesn't matter.
Let's see, back in 2004, when I was in high school, I started my own talk show.
Okay.
And I had a great idea for it, it's like every morning, do the morning show. And you come out, you talk about the news and everything, get everyone excited for the day.
Mm-hmm.
And,
like over the intercom?
Right. But the difference was, we had TVs in each classroom, so I guess there's like 600 classrooms with 600 TVs, so you got to watch the TV every morning. And I said, what?
6 hours?
I guess there's over like 1,000 people in the school, and each classroom had a TV in there. The big clunky ones, not the nice ones.
Yeah, the old style wheelie ones.
And I was like, wouldn't it be cool if we have a morning show? And the guy said to me, oh, go and do it. And I didn't proceed on it because I just wanted to get the hell out of high school.
Right.
But was a group of people that took my idea, and I can send you the link to it, and they created their wink morning show ripoff and say, hey, that's my idea. Oh, no, you didn't. If it was your idea, why didn't you do anything about it? I can't do it like that. So after I got in high school, I was working in retail. I got myself sick out of stupidity, like I was explaining to you. And I apologize if I was bitching to you. I know everyone has their own problems. And so I got sick. I was like, you know what? If I have to work in retail, fine. But I don't want it to be what I have to do for the rest of my life. And for people, for the longest time, I was saying I can't do this. I can't do that because I have a learning disability. I was using the learning disability as a crutch. So one day, back in 2010, I created my own network, created my own videos and everything, like the Dumbo parody, right? If you're still interested, you can help me with. I do a lot of fan-made parodies just for fun. And I was thinking about, oh, that's great. I do a lot of... Every time I do an interview with a cute girl, I ask if they can help me with the parody. And I was like, that's great and everything, but I want my network to stand out. I don't want it to be following the same trend over and over. I want something to make it different. And at the same time, I was thinking about starting my life. And I didn't want to work in retail, especially with Woodbury Commons after all the shit I had to endure.
Right.
So I, in 2011, came up with the idea of creating my own talk show. And I came up with it, and don't ask me why, but I should have been doing it like this in the first place. My mistake was I was doing all phone conversations. And I got
so people weren't so into listening, they want to see what's going on.
Right.
They want to see the girl.
Obviously. And so I got to 72. I interviewed people from Mighty Morphin Power Rangers to Dragon Ball Z to an Amazing Spider, the good Amazing Spider-Man, not the shitty one that's on today. I actually interviewed Mary Jane, the voice actress. And they're like, you're, and this really gets me. They say, you're doing just a great thing. Why aren't you as big, or wink, bigger than what you're saying you are? Why don't you have sponsors? Why don't you have this? Why don't you have that? And I was like, hey, you want to be my sponsor and something? No, you have to find someone with money. And so the sponsor said, okay, before we work with you, what is your demographic? What is your audience? I thought, I don't know. I know my work's being watched. I know the Dumbo things are getting a couple hundred a day because they like hearing the girls do the impressions. And my interviews, it depends on the person. But they're saying, oh, what's your demographic? And I recently found out when I did it over, it was 47% female audience, 30% male audience, and a 15% kid audience. So obviously for the Dumbo and Jumblebug parodies I do, that's where the 15% comes in.